Imagine walking through a primeval forest 400 million years ago. Giant insects buzz through the air, strange early amphibians lurk in the undergrowth, but your eye is drawn to something even stranger, a towering trunk-like structure, reaching up to 24 feet high. It is unlike any tree you've ever seen. It has no leaves, no branches, just a massive, enigmatic column. This is Prototaxites, one of the most perplexing fossils ever discovered. Prototaxites has puzzled paleontologists for over a century. This bizarre organism, which thrived during the Silurian and Devonian periods, has left behind fossils that defy easy categorization. Its sheer size combined with its unusual structure has fueled a scientific debate about its true nature. Is it a giant fungus, a bizarre type of tree, or something else entirely? The mystery of Prototaxites takes us back to a time when life on Earth was radically different. It forces us to confront the limits of our knowledge and to imagine the strange and wonderful forms that life can take. The quest to understand Prototaxites is a journey into the heart of our planet's evolutionary past. It's a story of scientific curiosity, bold hypotheses, and the thrill of discovery. When we look at a fossil, we are looking at the remnants of a life that existed long ago. These remnants, often preserved in stone, give us clues about the creature's shape, size, and even its internal structure. In the case of Prototaxites, those clues are as intriguing as they are perplexing. The most striking feature of Prototaxites fossils is their sheer size. These organisms could grow to heights of over 20 feet, dwarfing the surrounding vegetation. Imagine a world where the tallest structures aren't trees but rather these enigmatic, trunk-like organisms. The fossils themselves consist of a series of tubes, interwoven in a complex pattern. These tubes, some as wide as a human hair, are all that remain of Prototaxites' internal structure. This unique structure has made it difficult to classify Prototaxites using traditional methods. It lacks the characteristic features of vascular plants, such as leaves, roots, and seeds. It also doesn't quite fit the mold of a giant fungus, although it shares some similarities. This has led scientists on a quest to unravel the secrets held within these ancient fossils. The chemical composition of Prototaxites also presents a challenge. Analysis of the fossils reveals a mix of compounds not typically found together in living organisms. This unusual chemical signature further complicates our understanding of this ancient giant. One of the earliest and most enduring hypotheses about Prototaxites is that it was a giant fungus. This idea was first proposed in the late 19th century, and it has persisted in various forms ever since. There are several reasons why the fungus hypothesis has been so appealing to scientists. For one, the size and shape of Prototaxites fossils bear a superficial resemblance to some modern fungi, such as bracket fungi that grow on trees. Additionally, the internal structure of Prototaxites, with its network of interwoven tubes, is reminiscent of the hyphae that make up the bodies of fungi. Proponents of the fungus hypothesis point to the fact that fungi are remarkably adaptable organisms. They can thrive in a wide range of environments, and some species are capable of achieving impressive sizes. It's not inconceivable, they argue, that a giant fungus like Prototaxites could have evolved in the Earth's distant past. However, there are also significant challenges to the fungus hypothesis. One major hurdle is the lack of any known modern or fossil fungus that comes close to matching the size of Prototaxites. While some modern fungi can grow quite large, they do so by spreading horizontally, not by reaching towering heights. Section 4. The case for plants. The plant hypothesis, while less popular than the fungus theory, has also garnered its share of support over the years. Proponents of this view point to certain features of Prototaxites fossils that they believe are more consistent with a plant origin. One such feature is the presence of what appear to be pores on the surface of some Prototaxites fossils. These pores, they argue, could have been involved in gas exchange, similar to the stomata found on the leaves of modern plants. Additionally, the overall structure of Prototaxites, with its central trunk-like column, has been likened to the stems of some ancient plants. However, the plant hypothesis faces even greater challenges than the fungus theory. The most glaring problem is the complete lack of any photosynthetic structures, such as leaves or chloroplasts, in Prototaxites fossils. Without the ability to photosynthesize, it's difficult to imagine how Prototaxites could have obtained the energy it needed to grow to such an enormous size. Furthermore, the internal structure of Prototaxites, with its network of interwoven tubes, is unlike anything found in the vascular systems of plants. While some scientists have suggested that prototaxites could have been a type of non-vascular plant, such as a liverwort or hornwort, these plants are typically small and lack the structural complexity of prototaxites. Section 5. The algal alternative. A third hypothesis, though less widely embraced, proposes that Prototaxites was a type of giant alga. Algae, unlike fungi or plants, are a diverse group of organisms that inhabit a wide range of habitats from freshwater lakes to the open ocean. Some species of algae, such as kelp, can grow to considerable sizes. Proponents of the algal hypothesis point to the fact that some Prototaxites fossils have been found in marine sediments, suggesting that these organisms may have lived in aquatic environments. They also note that the internal structure of Prototaxites, with its network of tubes, could have been adapted for transporting nutrients and water throughout the organism's body, similar to the way that some algae transport nutrients through their tissues. However, the algal hypothesis also faces its share of obstacles. One major challenge is the lack of any clear evidence that Prototaxites possessed chloroplasts, the organelles responsible for photosynthesis in algae and plants. Without chloroplasts, it's unclear how Prototaxites could have obtained the energy it needed to survive, especially given its large size. Another issue is the chemical composition of Prototaxites fossils. While some researchers have reported finding chemical signatures in Prototaxites that are consistent with an algal origin, others have found evidence that contradicts this view. The chemical makeup of Prototaxites remains a subject of debate among scientists. Section 6. A new branch on the tree of life. For years, scientists have tried to fit Prototaxites into existing branches of the tree of life, debating whether it was a fungus, plant, or algae. But what if Prototaxites doesn't fit neatly into any of these categories? What if it represents something entirely new, a previously unknown branch of life that evolved billions of years ago and has since vanished from Earth? Recent research, using cutting-edge techniques to analyze the chemical composition of Prototaxites fossils, has yielded some startling results. These analyses suggest that Prototaxites may have had a unique metabolism unlike any organism alive today. This finding has breathed new life into the debate surrounding Prototaxites, pushing us to rethink our assumptions about the early evolution of life on Earth. One intriguing possibility is that Prototaxites represents a very early experiment in multicellular life, one that arose independently of the lineages that gave rise to plants, animals, and fungi. If true, this would mean that multicellularity, a key innovation in the history of life, may have evolved multiple times on Earth, perhaps even more frequently than we currently realize. This possibility is both exhilarating and humbling. It reminds us that our planet's evolutionary past is full of surprises. Life is capable of extraordinary ingenuity, finding multiple solutions to the challenges of survival and reproduction. Prototaxites, with its unique blend of characteristics, may be a testament to this boundless creativity.